And in this particular video, we're going to figure out what 4 plus the square root of 12 squared is equal to. And the answer is not going to be some sort of decimal. So we want to put our calculators away, except for that one in between your two ears, which is better than AI. It's actually a supercomputer. So that's the calculator that we want to use. So the first thing we want to do is think of this in terms of the FOIL method. You don't have to use the FOIL method. The FOIL method, this FOIL stands for first, outer, inner, last. And it's a technique that you learn in basic algebra when you're multiplying one binomial times another binomial. Now, binomial is a two-term polynomial, so it has two things like this, and here is another binomial. So when you have a binomial times another binomial, you can use this kind of specialized little procedure called the FOIL method. Okay, so I bring it up because it's a very common method taught in most algebra courses, but whether you use the FOIL method, as long as you know how to multiply polynomials, binomials times binomials, or a trinomial times binomial, that's what we're talking about here. Okay. Now, if you are struggling with polynomial multiplication, check out like my Algebra 1 course, this for anything that kind of confuses you in this video. Okay, so let's go ahead and use the FOIL method. And first, we want to write this square, 4 plus the square root of 12 squared, as this times itself, because that's what it means to square something. Okay, so here we have 4 plus the square root of 12 times 4 plus the square root of 12. This is what 4 plus the square root of 12 squared means. But now we have a binomial and we're multiplying it by itself or another binomial. Okay, so again, we're going to use this FOIL technique, first, outer, inner, last, and kind of already wrote this out here. So for those of you that don't know the FOIL technique, this would be a good little review. So let's start with F. That's our first. So 4, you can see we're going to multiply it 4 times 4. These are the first terms of each of these respective binomials. That's the F. Okay. Now, the outer is our next. That's our O. You can see this blue arc right here. So now it's the outer terms of these two binomials. So what are the two outer terms? It's 4 and square root of 12. Okay, so that's the outer. And then that brings us to the inner, okay, FOIL, F-O-I. So our inner terms are going to be these two right here. So the square root of 12 times 4. And then our last, F-O-I-L, is going to be the square root of 12, and I'm kind of erase this here, and the square root of 12, all right? So these are our last terms of these respective binomials. So if you understand that, all you got to do is just follow this little procedure and go ahead and do each of the little multiplications involved. Let's go ahead and do this right now. Okay, so FOIL method in action. Okay, so first would be what? 4 times 4, so that would be 16. So that's the F. Remember, we're kind of using this procedure, FOIL. So we just did the F. Now we're moving on to the outer, first, outer, inner, last. So that's going to be 4 times the square root of 12. So I'll write that as 4 times the square root of 12. So we did that. O. Now we're moving on to I. So the inner is going to be the square root of 12 times 4, which is going to be 4 times the square root of 12. So that's the inner. And then the last is going to be the square root of 12 times the square root of 12, which is going to be the square root of 144. All right, so when you're multiplying two square roots, you just multiply the numbers underneath the square roots. Okay, as long as they're both square roots, that's how you do it. So now we're going to go ahead and start to simplify this expression. So here we have 16, and then here we have 4 square root of 12 plus 4 square root of 12. So how many total square roots of 12 do we have? Well, you have 4 plus 4, or 8 square root of 12. Okay, so again, if you don't understand this, you want to learn everything about radical expressions and square roots. Really, really important stuff in algebra. Okay, so you have 4 square root of 12s here, 4 square root of 12s here. In total, you have 8 square root of 12s. And then the square root of 144 is 12. Okay, that is a perfect square. So the square root of 144 is 12. And then here we have 16 and we have 12. So these are two numbers. We can combine them. 16 and 12 is 28. And then you have 28 plus 8 square root of 12. Now, at this point, a lot of you would say, oh, I'm done. Look at me, Mr. Math Teacher. Go ahead and give me my 100%. And, I'll be happy to, turn in my quiz or test. Well, not so fast. This is the whole point of the video where you need to finish out the steps. Okay, so if you got this answer right here, I would say that's very good. Okay, now if this was a quiz and this was worth 10 points, I might give you like 7 out of 10 points. And it might upset you. You might, what are you talking about? Well, the whole part or the whole point of the question like this is to see if you know how to basically do a couple things. One, use the FOIL technique to multiply a binomial times a binomial. Two, seeing if you know how to combine radicals together. Okay, you understand that. And three, knowing how to simplify square roots and radicals. So we're going to have to now take this to the next step. That's what I'm really kind of checking in a problem like this. Are you struggling in math because of confusing lessons? Maybe the teacher's not showing you all the steps you need, or things are happening too fast. Well, there is a better way. So come on over to my math help program at tcmathacademy.com. There you'll find clear step-by-step instruction by me that will definitely make a huge difference in your math success. So make sure to check out all my courses by following the links in the description. So what we want to do is look at this square root of 12 and ask ourselves, is there any perfect squares in here? Okay. Now, what are perfect square factors? Well, these would be numbers like 4, 9, 16, 25, etc. Because when I take the square root of these numbers, right, I can take the square root of each of these here, I get these lovely little nice whole numbers like 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., right? So you want to be looking for perfect squared factors. So when you look at 12, all right, this is a whole nother conversation. Oh, I'm covering a lot. Again, don't understand this. I have additional videos on my YouTube channel, and then, of course, I teach this fully in my Algebra 1 course. But anyways, so we're going to look at 12. We're going to see if we can break it up into any factors. Okay, now factors of 12 could be all sorts of things, like 1 times 12 is factors, right? 2 times 6. But 1 and 12, 2 and 6, these are not perfect squares. Remember, perfect squares are 4, 9, 16, 25. We're looking for these type of numbers, but we're like, oh, wait a minute, isn't 4 times 3 equal to 12? Yes. So I can think of the square root of 12 as a square root of 4 times 3, and 4 is a perfect square factor. Now, the whole reason we want to do that is because we can break up this entire thing into two small square roots. So the square root of 4 times 3 is equal to the square root of 4 times the square root of 3. And the whole reason this is awesome is because now we can take the square root of 4. We know the square root of 4 is 2. So the square root of 12 is equal to 2 times the square root of 3. Okay. Now let's go ahead and see how this comes into play, because now here is our problem. We had 20 plus 8 square root of 12. Well, we know the square root of 12 is equal to 2 times the square root of 3, so we're going to substitute that in. And so 8 times 2 square root of 3 is going to be 8 times 2, or 16 times the square root of 3. This is the full answer, fully simplified answer right here. Okay. Now, again, a lot of students don't finish out all the steps. For either one, they don't know, they weren't aware that they had to, or they forgot that they had to, or they simply just didn't know how to, right? Or they thought that they were done. Any way you slice it, your answer will be incomplete and not fully correct. So, again, when you're simplifying in mathematics, whether it's a radical, a fraction, doesn't make a difference. You need to finish out completely, right? That is a big thing about mathematics. You need to fully simplify all the time, irrespective of what your type of math situation you're dealing with. Okay. All right. So hopefully this little video helped you out. If that's the case, don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your mathematics adventures. Thank you for your time and have a great day.